So hey Uli, can you kick this off by explaining what SAP means with synchronized planning for production, and what are our customer requirements nowadays, and how is SAP S/4HANA and SAP IBP coming together here?
Sure, Berthold. Synchronized planning has a broad meaning in our supply chain planning portfolio. It doesn't only necessarily is the tight integration between IBP supply planning and detailed production planning and scheduling in S/4HANA. So it's also looking at a broader vertical integrated areas like planning of operations, of logistic operations, financial planning, but fulfillment planning. So everything needs to come together, but also the broader network of customers, of course, and suppliers. So we have a digital planning platform which integrates strategic planning and tactical planning with real-time execution data. So, but let me be a little bit more specific on the synchronized planning for production piece, because and look at the basics, because companies still have to plan with different hierarchies. Yeah, so if you think of strategic, tactical, and operational planning, and this comprises also different aggregation levels. For instance, to manage the complexity of planning constraints. Yeah, for instance, in the strategic planning horizon, we typically plan on monthly or monthly buckets or weekly buckets and on resource groups, whereas in the operational planning space, we need to drill down the high-level plan into feasible lot sizes and batch sizes, which fits to the real-world machine constraints, and also to the layout of the factory. Yeah? So we have here the design of such an environment for production planning is of course highly customer-specific. Yeah? So there are customers in industry who can simplify the complexity of supply planning, and others who do need more complex optimization procedures, to calculate, for instance, the most efficient production campaign, or also the multi-level finite schedule. So SAP needs to address the whole range of requirements. So coming from different industries and complexities. One natural way to address this is to allow different patterns for synchronized planning for production. Now, Berthold, on the customer side, we have seen that there are different requirements. Some of our customers want to integrate on a key figure basis for tactical supply planning. Others want to integrate and synchronize the supply plans in real time. Yeah? So for operational planning. Can you outline what are these differences in the different integration patterns mean?
Surely. So let me start that with both flavor of integration, we want to connect and synchronize the global supply plan with production planning, which happens on the factory level. And the goal is to optimize the global supply plan with advanced production planning and detailed scheduling functionalities to come to an optimal and feasible production plan. Now, as you said, yes, we have two types of integration, because in SAP IBP we have the tactical supply planning, which is based on key figures and buckets, and the operational supply planning, which is based on orders. Now, for the key figure integration, we are using the tactical supply plan and bring certain constraints out of this plan to production planning. And production planning should now follow these constraints as good as possible, but due to many factors, it might also violate against these constraints. So here we are talking about a loosely coupled integration, and you can also look at it as a policy-based integration. Whereas when we are looking at the order integration, we are using our real-time communication to bring the operational supply plan order by order to production planning and vice versa. So here, this is basically a tight integration, as it has this order-to-order concept. And also here, we have a very flexible process ownership concept to protect planning results to be overwritten, especially when we have overlapping horizons.
Berthold, sounds very interesting. So there's a lot to come right now for these different integration patterns. Can you elaborate a little bit more what is coming?
Yeah, so we have innovations throughout the year. And I think the highlights in 2023 is in the order integration that we enhance this flexible process ownership concept, and in the key figure integration we basically plan to deliver a new PPDS heuristic which supports the constraints out of the box. And in addition, we plan to bring a new framework which brings certain KPIs from PPDS to IBP, so that a planner has this information available in IBP and can use it, for example, in analytic charts, planner workspace, or the Excel workbooks.
Thanks, Berthold. I mean, there's really a lot achieved and a lot of things to come. So
Yes.
We are really looking forward for our customers to adopt these new functionalities.